Going to be live any second now is what they say. And I'll assume that that's right this very minute, right? Hello and welcome to the One Fine Play weekly live stream, giving you insights from inside our business. And as you can see, here's James's Google search engine ready to go for us. Today, we are going to be doing two things. We're going to be doing a walkthrough of the directory marketplace platform. We haven't decided what we're calling it yet. We're fleshing that out. And then we're going to be talking to James about the insights behind the directory, where it came from, what it's doing, how it was built, and we'll talk a little bit about what's happening in the future. So James, hello.
Hey Matt, how you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Here's a question for you about Ecamm Live.
Yeah.
You're watching the YouTube stream, right?
Yeah.
What can you see currently?
I can see me from like a minute or 2 minutes ago.
Can you see two screens or one screen?
I can see two screens.
Oh, interesting. Because I don't think I've worked out how to switch camera views properly.
Okay. So this
can
is
you
learn
see
and build in public.
Can you see the Google screen as well?
It's gone now. And now it's just me. You're just clicking random buttons.
Oh, okay. You're just seeing it on delay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's two of us.
Hello, boss. How you doing?
Yeah, very good.
First off, excuse my background. We're having
Yeah.
some DIY happening in the house and a bit of a storage thing.
So you're not squatting. You haven't invested everything you own into this business, and you're now squatting in a mansion somewhere in northwest London.
You'd hope or think, wouldn't you? But no, that is not what's happening.
Right, let's cut to the chase and let's talk about the marketplace or the directory. What do you want to call it from now?
I think we're calling it directory for now.
We're going back to directory because marketplace inferred a little bit more transactional engagement than we currently have built. So I thought today we would do a quick walkthrough of start to using the platform itself. How do I sign up? What does that look like? And then when I get into the platform, what can I do as a content creator? How is it going to help me?
Exactly. So we very briefly touched upon the directory last week. But should we do a full walkthrough so people can see how it works, what's going on?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you go to onefineplay.com. You hit on directory at the top, which is its current name, because as you said, we did call it a marketplace for a while, but the idea of a marketplace is you've got two sides and we haven't actually got that kind of functionality yet. It's much more of a resource to come and find whatever it is that you're looking for within the creator economy. So you don't need to be a logged in user or have an account or pay any money to get loads and loads of value from it. Go to onefineplay.com/directory. It'll take you straight to this page. You can do a bunch of stuff when you get here. First of all, we got like a major, a central nav. So you could search for what is your favorite. What should we search for, Matt? What about Captivate?
Podcast
host. Oh,
yeah.
If I spelt it correctly, it would work and everything. If I search by word, it will show me, and I can look for company names. It searches also keywords within all the descriptions, within the copy, and so it's a really powerful way to find whatever it is that you're looking for. So if you were to search for clips, for example, it'll start to show you clips editors, which is a really fast way to find whatever it is that you're looking for. It's obviously also showing me results in here of things where it's finding that word as a keyword.
Right.
So that's an awesome bit of functionality. We then have we've broken the directory up into 5 key categories. Products, that's basically digital products, so it's online tools. Resources, this is things you can use basically to learn more about the creator economy. They're not tools per se. Hire is a section where you can go and find real people. This is so if you were looking for a freelancer or a representation company or a podcast marketing company or a human to help you with something, they're going to be in the hire section. Go and hire them. The next tab is all a list of events. It's essentially a directory of upcoming events within the creator economy. And then we've got jobs, which is where people are starting very slowly to list jobs for hire. That is something that is, I guess, a newer addition to the platform. So it's still finding its feet, but we assume it will be a place that people will come and post when they're looking for a producer or an editor, or maybe they're a company recruiting. That's where jobs will be. So it's kind of like the other side of the hire section.
Yeah.
And then you've got the main directory, which has obviously a whole bunch of filters. You can sort, and you can find all kinds of different products within the creator economy. So,
Should we look at some of the filters? Yeah.
Go on.
Let's look at some of the filters. What have you got?
Whole bunch of filters. So you can filter by what we call pillar, which is these 5 different categories of product that we've listed. You can. It's so difficult not to use keywords we've used other places like products or. So you got these 5. You've got these pillars.
Yeah.
You've also then got categories. Within each pillar, there are categories. So within hire, for example, if you were to go to the hire section, you'll see that there are categories within that pillar specifically for the hire section. So ad sales, editing only services, freelancer, marketplaces. These are categories to make it easier to find what you're looking for within that pillar.
Yep.
And then you can also filter by things like who the product is best for, or the platforms that it is best designed for, or keywords, which some people in other platforms might call tagging. You can search by language, by country, by skill. And depending on where you are in the platform, there are other different filters too. So if you were to go to jobs, for example, you'll be able to filter by job type or job hours or location or schedule or whatever it might be. So it changes. Now, I will say that it's very early days for the platform. We've entered ourselves about 850, I think it is, 875 different listings, which is sort of part of the origin story of the platform, how that came to be. But that means that we've manually entered that data, which, especially when it comes to lots of the tagging and stuff that the filters are using, is being hugely time consuming. So what we're hoping is that people are going to come and claim their listings, update their own listings, which they can do all through the platform, and then it will become more accurate. So at the moment, early days, the filtering is definitely not as up together as we hope it will be once we've got some more accurate data points by people claiming their listings.
Yeah, sure. Should we look at adding an account and opening an account, and then
so
how we can claim a listing as well? That'd be good.
Here's what's exciting about the platform. Let's just say that we, for the sake of this, we're going to look for a podcast host, right? I want to host my new podcast Graveyard, that's coming soon, and so I need a podcast host. So I click on podcast hosting. This is now going to show me. I've now filtered by podcast host, and it's going to show me a list of all the places that the platform knows I could list a podcast.
Yep.
And I can see the price and whatever. Right. Let's just say I want to check out Captivate.
Yep.
Mark definitely owes us some kind of fee here for pitching him so hard. It's twice so far now in this platform. So I can click.
It's a lovely man, though, isn't he?
This is still logged out.
Yeah.
And I can see a little bit about the product. I can see where price it starts from. I can link to the website. I would be able to see reviews once people have added reviews, and I get basic sense of the product. If you then wanted to interact with the platform, you can share, by the way, as well, to your friends on Twitter, whatever, without logging in any of this. This is just free information. If you, however, wanted to contribute, you can see this being upvoted twice. We took the idea from Product Hunt, upvote. But in order to upvote, we need to create an account. If you want to save it for future, if you want to write a review, if you want to add to a discussion, you want to ask a question, then you're going to have to create an account, a free account, because we just can't attribute anything unless you create an account. And that account is free.
We don't want the bots either, do we?
If you happen to be Mark Asquith and this is your business and you want to claim it, you hit claim this listing. It will open a form. You fill in the form. You open a free account. We will then assign this listing to you. You can then go in and update it. Always keep it updated. Manage your reviews. Whatever. all that kind of stuff. And you can add loads more as well. You can add gallery images. You can add promo videos, all that kind of stuff that we don't have because we aren't owning this account.
Yeah.
But eventually it will have all this information, which I guess something in future we should show is everything that we could put in the directory, because at the moment it's a
Yeah.
thinking
What
building
media
a
and
public,
assets we can add. Yeah,
we
that's a
should
great
definitely
idea.
show everything that's been built in.
Yeah.
I wonder whether, I don't think I have it. Oh no, I deleted it. I did have a test account that has everything on it, but I've since deleted that. So to create an account, you hit join free at the top.
Mm-hmm.
You write your name. This is my name. I'm going to use another email that I have. I'm going to write a password here. And I'm going to hit sign up. It's now going to ask me to verify my email, which I'm going to do. It's great to verify your email address, especially if you want to claim an account, because that's the only way we're going to be able to connect you to the business. We're going to use the your email URL. So I'm just over on my email now verifying my account. And you'll see that now I've done that, I am able now. Oh, if I press refresh, the notification at the top has gone away because I'm verified.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone a slightly different way because I have not, because I've switched screens.
I see.
Because I verified in a different browser.
Right.
It'll take me back to my listing. And so if I just quickly go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it would take me back to here.
Yep.
At this point, I can now upvote. If I like something, what's powerful about that is that the more people upvote, you can sort from the main screen, from the main directory.
Yeah.
One of the things you can do, if we got rid of that, one of the main things you can do is sort by upvoted. So you can see the most upvoted first. So say you were in podcast hosting, like we were earlier.
Mm-hmm.
When you then, I've now got podcast hosting sorted by upvoting. So Captivate currently has 3 upvotes. So that's what the
Captivate
population is thinking is most interesting.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I can now write a review. So I just hit review and I write, I think, awesome product.
True that.
We've been using Captivate to host all our podcasts for the last 3 years.
Only 3.
And
okay.
It's awesome. My favorite feature is the ability to dynamically insert your own ads for such a low and affordable price. It's a game changer.
Yes, it is.
Game changer. Highly recommend. Right, press continue.
Glowing review.
Got to give it some stars. A star rating.
I think we'll go 5, right?
Enter my name. Submit review. Cool. So that will now get processed, and then in due course that would appear over here.
Mm-hmm.
I can probably demo that if you think it's worth us spending our time on that right now. I can also write a discussion point. So, when will it be possible to upload video podcasts, if ever? I happened to see this discussed the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. And I post that, and there you go, it's posted, and then Mark could come in or someone else could come in and reply to my thread, and that's there. And
can anyone reply to that thread?
Anyone can reply to that. And if you're already logged in, it will already automatically show your name and whatever. And you can only people with accounts can discuss stuff.
Okay,
and review stuff, which means that we have some tracking of who they are.
Yeah, nice.
That makes sense?
It does.
So that's how you... Those are the main benefits, is the ability to review, the ability to discuss, and the ability to upvote. And also, if I just take you back here...
Mm-hmm.
We're live streaming, so it's going to take a second. I could, for example, also decide that I want to save We Edit podcasts for later because I'm interested in it. And I could go to events and it could say, oh, that looks cool. There's a product update. Oh, there's a great coaching call from One Fine Play happening tomorrow.
This Thursday.
I'm going to save that because I might go to that later. I need a membership, but that's cool.
You should.
So I can then go to my profile, which is up here. And if we wait, because we're live streaming and trying to do this all at the same time, when it lists, I should be able to now. You can see I don't have any listings because I haven't claimed a listing. But if I had claimed a listing, it would appear here. I'll show you that in a minute. I can look at my saved items. And if we wait a second, it will show you these are the things that I have saved.
Yeah, cool.
Because I want to see those later. And if I go to upvoted, it will show you the thing that I've upvoted. I could now unupvote it if I wanted. But you can see everything you've ever upvoted, everything you've ever saved, and your listings, and you also have a profile, which is pretty cool.
How easy is it to unsave something?
I literally I'm just going to add this image here so you can see this. So I've added a profile image, which is now a very fat version of me, apparently, because it stretched the image. I can add my name here, which might be useful for when I could do other stuff around the... apparently I'm a CTO, aren't I? Iron Man.
Yeah.
And average no-code developer. And I can update my profile. It's to unsave something. I literally just press on it again. You'll see that it changes color, so it's going to disappear. But you see, it's black. If you haven't saved it, it won't be there. It won't be saved.
Okay, cool.
So if I want to go to settings where I can change my password here. Currently, you can't change your email. You need to contact us if you want to do that. That will be coming pretty soon. And then there's a dashboard. So in your dashboard, that's where we will put like what's happened recently. When we add membership, which is coming pretty soon, you'll be able to upgrade your membership, all that kind of thing. So let me just show you the process for claiming a listing and how that works.
Yeah.
So I need to do something over here at the same time. Probably should have been more organized. So if I wanted to claim Clever, which I do.
Yep.
With instant transcription, smart show notes, and advanced topic searching, Clever segments smart chapters. That's quite a cool feature, isn't it? There's lots of things in this directory that I have no idea what they are. And we've literally actually just worked on a little project to put lots of our favorite AI-based tools, because I know that's something that's really popular. Things like Capture and Cast Magic, those kinds of products are now going in here.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a thing that lots of people are searching for. If you see an error, you hit report it, and obviously that will just link out to a form. Hit claim this listing. Real simple once you've got an account. And it's going to take you, it's going to think about it, but it's going to take you to a form. You literally just stick your email address in this form. You don't touch these because these are, it's still a version 1 for us. So this is very much a minimum viable product. So we're just working on a trust basis. You basically put your email address in here, submit it. Someone internally, me at the moment, will look at it. We will match your email address to your account email address, contact you if we need to, and then you will get access to your listing, which I'm just going to manually do over here. Bear with.
Holding.
Oh, no, there's lots of James Bishopses, aren't there?
Too many James Bishopses.
Don't know if this is going to work, my man, because I might have just attached this to the other James Bishop.
No.
There's only one way to find that out, isn't there?
I trust the process, though.
But you understand. You then basically can go in. When you've then been assigned your listing, you can then go in, and there's an update button, and when you use that update button, you fill in more forms. It pulls in everything that's already there. You update it. We authorize that It's a little bit of a slow process, but we'll email you when that's done, and
Yeah.
those updates will then be live. You can also update your artwork, obviously,
Hmm.
that kind of thing. So let me just show you.
Beautiful.
I think we'll have it working. So yeah, that's basically the directory. The beautiful thing about it is that, especially with the events and with the products and with the people um, inside the higher section, the upvoting and the commenting, the discussion should mean that it's a community-led resource. All of
Yeah.
this is free, by the way, no cost to any of it. So you can see here,
Yeah.
I've just logged into my other account. This is where my listings are. These are all the things that I've added.
Hmm.
You can press this update listing or update artwork button here in order to see something. So yeah, so what we're really excited about is the fact that it is community driven, that it is free, that it is something that I wish I'd had when I started out.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You spend too long trawling the internet for answers, don't you, when you start out as a creator, or just even if you're thinking about creating a podcast or doing some filming, some videos, just there's so much information and it spreads so far and wide.
Yeah, I mean, especially like when you think about something like ad sales and representation, if you're looking for sponsorship. I remember when I first found out about it, and I, heard a lot about Acast, and then I suddenly, it started to become apparent that wasn't the only option. And I'm just searching here on ad sales and representation, so people who sell sponsorship into your podcasts, and you're
Yeah.
like, all of these companies, and this is just ones we've got in the platform, do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to have them all in one place and so easily available, I just think is awesome.
100%. No, it's a really cool feature. Shall we talk about the origins of the directory?
Yeah,
Tell
so
me, yeah, go on. Tell me how did this start? Because obviously you didn't fly in with I'm going to build an online directory. How did this thing start, and why did you start it?
So it's real simple. In 2018, when I started,
Mm,
I came into podcasting from television and from film and video, and I didn't
yeah,
know too much about it. I didn't really understand what a podcast host was and all, and all the rest of it. So I just used Google and spoke to people and networked and read different newsletters, and I just kept a spreadsheet of everything I was finding out because
right,
I don't trust myself to remember stuff.
yeah,
And then I did that religiously for ages and ages, and I had this huge spreadsheet. And over the years, I would use it to my advantage because people would ask a thing, and I could just search my spreadsheet and give people answers. And then
yeah,
start to get a bit frustrated because people would say, "Oh, I would get connected to people." This was my true frustration. I'd get connected to people, and they'd say, "Oh yeah, I'm starting this amazing business. So you're going to be able to edit clips using AI. Do you want to invest in my company?"
right,
And I was like, "Bro, there's like 30 of those I can name off the top of my head." And they're like, "Really?" And eventually I just thought, why don't I share this spreadsheet? What use is it, me just hoarding all this information in one place? So
yeah,
I worked with a website developer at the time. We build on Webflow, and he built a very basic version of the directory. And we stuck that on Pod News, the podcasting newsletter, and I was
hmm,
inundated with people. I met loads of people in the industry, and I would get emails all the time from people saying, "It's amazing, this resource is amazing, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah." And it was good, but it was very much just a list. It
yeah.
was so simple. We call this our first version, but that was,
That was a true first version.
that was a true first version. And I decided that it needed to get rebuilt and
Hmm.
become more useful. And then that just sort of took over. There was this real defining moment. There's someone in the industry called Ariel Nissenblatt, and
Hmm.
I met her. She's from America, and I met her at an event, and randomly, actually, I think it was a pub in South Kensington, and I was like, "Oh, hi, I'm James from One Fine Play," and I had identified as a podcast production company. She went, "Oh, that podcasting directory. Oh, yeah, it's amazing." I was
Yeah,
like, "Well, you know me for the directory." Oh, not for any of the great podcasts we've made. She knew me. She knew us as a directory. So I
yeah.
was like, "Oh, that's really interesting." She was, "Oh, it's great. I've used it loads of times. I share it with people." And so that was when I was like, "Okay, we really need to share
That's
this
so
on a
cool.
bigger scale, but need to make it do more and reorganize it. It was a
Mm,
mess."
yeah. So that was where we decided like V2 needs to be built. Talk about the build itself. I know some people will be interested in this. How is the directory built, and what is it built on? How long has it taken?
It has taken me about 2 months. It's a no-code
Yep.
tool, so I've taught myself everything. It's built on Webflow on the front end. I use a product called MemberStack. I plug it all together using like a tool like Zapier. It uses Airtable to store information. So it's been very much a learning curve for me of how you can build something. I've spent nothing. I've basically just done it in my evenings and weekends, apart from paying some small SaaS fees. I don't spend any money
Yeah.
on it at all to build it. I've taught myself watching YouTube videos. And yeah, I'm really proud of the fact that it works. And it
What was
stands
the
up.
process to starting it? Like, did you roadmap it out? Like, how does someone else into building something like this that allows for user engagement? How did you map that out before you started, or did you not?
I I already knew from the first version I had an idea of,
Mm,
it needed these screens, and then each screen needed a listing. And I knew I wanted to build filters, and filters is probably still its weakest point. Um,
right.
and then I just sort of looked at marketplace designs and developed it from there.
What surprised you the most building it? Was there anything that was super easy, or you could do something you didn't think you could do before?
Matt, you're gonna have to bear with me 2 seconds. You're gonna have to hold the fort on your own
Hold the fort.
for 2 seconds. Just entertain yourself.
Entertain myself.
Go.
He's off. Right, that's James leaving the room, leaving me on a live stream all alone. Let's talk about other things that are going on in One Fine Play that are coming up in the future. So, One Fine Play at the moment is going through a bit of a redesign. We are looking at modifying our products, our services. We are bringing new custom into the production company. We are revamping our production workflow. We have got loads going on at the moment. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to position ourselves to service the creator economy better. We realized that just as a production company, we were a little bit narrow. So the directory is a big part of that process. And he's come back. Yeah, tell me, I want to go back into talking about the directory build itself. What has surprised you while you were building this? Have you been able to pull something off you didn't think was possible,
Oh,
or
completely. So one of the things I noticed, especially for podcasters, is like, how do I make money? How do I do more stuff? And so many of them have so much knowledge from all the stuff that they've learned whilst making their podcast, like about their specialism or whatever.
Hmm.
And so how can you build a product that basically works, that adds value to your community?
Yeah,
And all these people don't, arguably have no money, or
yeah,
how do you bootstrap it? And so I was like, I can do that with this product. I can teach myself. So you have traditional developers who write in code,
yeah,
and then at the other extreme, and obviously that's expensive and time consuming and skilled. Then at the other
indeed.
end, you have no code. So something like Squarespace or Wix, they
Yeah,
work on no code. And then in the middle, you have this thing called like low code, which is
right.
basically no code with a little bit of some basic JavaScript or CSS or, a little bit of code. And then there
Okay.
are all kinds of no code and low code tools you can connect together, and so much help on the internet and forums and a bit of digging around and, talking to people and asking for help and communities. And it's, if you've got a bit of common sense, you've got a drive and a passion. Like I literally have done this a couple of months. Okay, I'm probably got a brain for this kind of thing,
Mm.
and I've built a product with a developer before, so hands up that helped. And we employ a designer full time at One Fine Play who's made it look better than I would have made it look. But
Yeah,
despite those things, which really wouldn't matter that much, they're would likes, not must haves. I
yeah,
feel like the thing I'm proudest of is I've proven the point that you can make a thing on the internet without that much difficulty that works for other people. And
yeah,
I could
definitely.
arguably, I've actually built, but we're not using monetization. So I could, when you press a button, I could make it take payment using Stripe. So I
Yep.
could charge for stuff. Like if you go
Yeah.
to resources, the idea in resources is that we will also be able to put downloads and free downloads and payable downloads and online courses and all that kind of thing. So you see, like if you go to within this resources category, you can see things like blogs and Facebook communities, newsletters, and podcasts. But within
Hmm.
templates and kits where there's nothing, the idea is that you'll be able to go there, press a button, and pay for something. So that
Yeah.
functionality is built in. So it could generate, and we could in the future choose to generate revenue from this. And I've done
Yeah.
all basically at no cost, just my own time and a bit of being inquisitive on the internet.
So what's been the biggest challenge? What's been the biggest stumbling point whilst developing this?
It's exactly the same reason that I think you should get a podcast coach, or you should get a business coach, or you get a personal trainer in the gym. Is
Yeah.
that all the information is out there, but actually finding it and working out what it means and understand, because it's always a bit of advice that's sort of nearly pointed at you but not quite.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think that's been the biggest challenge, is the patience when it does. Computer says no sometimes, and then there's no one to really help you, and it's nearly always a use case of just you.
Yeah.
Also, being James, I've done the, I didn't start at level 1, I started at level 5 because I wanted to make it difficult for myself, because that's what I do. But yeah, the biggest challenge is that patience of okay, I've got to puzzle this out, and there's lots of people to help, but no one to help, and it's that hours of watching, or in my case, I remember I've seen the answer to that. It's somewhere in a video in the last 17 videos I've watched that I didn't store.
Right.
So yeah, it's that thing, and that's why, if you want to speed things up, you build on. I chose not to buy an online course about building a no-code marketplace and doing it the difficult way, and I chose not to pay £250 to someone to tell me the answer. But absolutely, I've become so close to giving up and doing that.
But you didn't give up, and here we are, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about what V3 looks like. If this V1 was a spreadsheet that got distributed on a website, V2 is what we have at the moment, the directory on onefineplay.com. Go and join, have a play. What do you think V3 will look like, and where will it go after that?
So I really hope in V2 that people come in and they claim their accounts and they interact, they upvote, they save, they comment, they share, that we actually use it. Because I think that's its real value. And that, from both sides, it's from people claiming their accounts so that we've got good data, and then people using it and sharing their knowledge with other people so that as a community it grows. And I think that's version 2+. And then for me, version 3 is going to be about things like adding version 3 is going to be about adding new features so that maybe we can have online courses, maybe the two sides can speak to each other without us being in the middle, more automation. I think there's a lot of opportunity within events and jobs specifically. And I think also within hire, there's a whole freelance world that we could be servicing. And I see lots of opportunity for connecting those together.
Yeah.
So that I don't want to become eBay or Upwork or any of those kinds of things. There's all kinds of challenges with that, but I definitely see opportunity to grow in those spaces.
Definitely.
Right now, though...
Well, good job, buddy. Good.
Thanks, man. Right now, though, I think the message really is, please do create an account, have a look around. You don't even have to create an account if you don't want. Just have a look around, use it, share it, tell other people about it, create an account, upvote, give us your feedback, tell us what you want from it.
Yeah, definitely. Head to onefineplay.com, get yourself an account, share it with as many people as you can, because its value is in lots of creators, lots of people actually using it. The upvotes do matter when there's hundreds of upvotes, right? We can really see what the outliers, brands will choose to engage more. So yeah, head to onefineplay.com and get your account going.
Absolutely.
I think that's us for this week. Short, sharp. I appreciate the walkthrough. That was very kind of you.
Man. And excited for next week, where we get share more about memberships, I think, next week.
Indeed. You're on your own next week because I'm on a top secret mission.
Cool.
So until next time, thank you for watching.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.